Hey guys, how's it going? Kire here with another Raid Shadow Legends video. And in today's video, I want to touch on the two different ways you can play Raid Shadow Legends on PC. The two different versions are the Plarium client and the BlueStacks version. And I want to give you guys the pros and cons of each version, which ones should apply to each situation. And so let's get into it. So currently we got the Plarium client. That's probably going to be what most people use if they're playing on PC. It's very easy to download, free client that's very good, very fast and responsive. And that's pretty much the big thing that I like about that is that it's significantly faster than my 10s Max. Relatively new phone. If you compare them, I'll put up some side-by-side runs here later on in the video. And so you can kind of compare just from the phone to the client version. But then the other version is the BlueStacks client. From my experience, it's not as snappy and responsive as the Plarium client, but it does have a lot of features that the Plarium client does not have. A lot of the things people complain about are not having autoing, being able to do multi-battle for dungeons, or the limit on multi-battling. There's this new feature that BlueStacks came out with where you can make macros. You can run them infinitely, and you don't have to worry about paying for a subscription to have multi-battling. Also, you'll be able to run it while you're not there, which is awesome. I wanted to show you guys that because that's what I use a ton for when I'm doing masteries, when I'm doing potions, things that are very boring. Normally, if I'm playing actively, I really like the Plarium client. When I'm not playing, I would prefer to at least be efficient with my time and have, for example, a character done with masteries, have some potions when I come back, and I'm going to show you how to do that. When you download the BlueStacks client, you'll see here, got home, download Raid, you got Raid here. This is an Android emulator. So you have an iOS version of the game, you got to make sure you sign in with make sure you link your ID to Plarium, sign in to Raid over here on the Android version. And then after that, what you're going to do on the right here, there's a macro recorder, or you can hit Control-Shift-7, pull this up. And so you can make all these scripts. As you can see, I have a ton of scripts here, but what you're going to do is dungeons. Dungeons is a big thing. So to farm when I'm gone, or if I just want to minimize it and I'm watching YouTube, I'm still on my computer, but I just want to do other things. This is another thing that these macros are going to come up really clutch is you just record new macro. Since I kind of got it down, you just kind of click around here. Okay, so just click around here a few times, pause and stop. Okay, and so now script 8, I'll put it Control-Shift-2. You kind of have to set a way to activate it. But here's the key thing that you got to do is go to the cogwheel here and then hit infinitely repeat execution, and then you hit the radio box here where it's infinitely until stop, and then intervals between executions. I just put 1 second and then save. Okay, change is saved. And so we know that it's to activate it is Control-Alt-2. Now we're going to go into a dungeon here. Let's say something really boring. Let's say Minotaur. Minotaur grind is very repetitive and boring. People don't want to do this. Activate some, energy here. We got the team in. I'm trying to get Madame Saris up. Now that we're here, we're going to hit Control-Alt-2. So you can see at the top right here, script 8 running. The script we just made running first time. The whole point of the script is just to infinitely click in this bottom region here, where just so happens is where the replay button is. So we're going to hit the replay button. We can sit here. We can minimize this. It doesn't matter what we do. It's going to keep playing in the background for you, unless the server goes down. That's the only way that this is not gonna, work out for you. And so sometimes they'll do maintenance at night. That will stop you and you have to restart it. But other than that, if there's no maintenance, you could just go indefinitely until you run out of energy. And also, that's why another thing I want to touch on about running out of energy is some people like myself that, will actually pay for more energy. I can just keep hitting refresh and have 1,000, 2,000 energy stacked up. But if you're free to play and you don't have you don't want to do that. You don't want to have energy stacked up. It will just keep refreshing until you come up with enough energy, and then it will keep playing again. And then boom, as you can see, as I was talking, right back into the next one due to the macro. Hands are right here, and here we go. We're right back into the next match. And so that's what I think is so cool about these macros. And if you're a lot smarter than me, or you really want to get into there, you can make some crazy macros. Let's say you have an unkillable comp, you can probably make some macros to sustain that going. There's a limited amount of options when it comes to these macros that are completely absent from the Plarium client. All right, I'm about to hop back on the Plarium client, kind of go with pros of this version of playing a Raid. But if you do want to download the BlueStacks client, I do got a link down in the description for you. It is an affiliate link, so it does help out the channel. If you want to take advantage of that, be sure to click the link down in my bio. And so now into the benefits of the Plarium client. And so pretty much the big main reason why I like the Plarium client is first, when I get home, not on my phone, having the capability of having multiple windows and still being able to play this game is really cool. They did a really good job on how responsive it is. It's better than any phone. Like I have a 10s Max, like yes, the 11s just came out, so I don't really know for sure. But when performance in this game, if the client is better performance wise, it's going to speed up your runs, which is very cool. So my runs are by far the fastest on the client version of the game versus my phone version. Every single record I have where it says your best time or whatever is all through the Plarium client. It's by far the fastest. I'll just make a run here so you can kind of get an idea. This run with Bellower, if he actually crits, like I believe at 98% crit rate, but my fastest time is 6 seconds. It used to be 8 seconds on my phone, and it's a relatively new phone. It's only a year old. So you see the 6-second run here is only possible due to being on the Plarium client, which is fantastic, especially because if you take that was only an 8-second run or a 6-second run. If you take that over a course of you have a really long grindy run where you just want to make sure you win, like let's say you're going for Arbiter, having that extra performance is going to be awesome compared to having to grind through that either on the BlueStacks application or your phone. So that's why I definitely reserve the BlueStacks client for when you're not really focused on raid. Like if I'm streaming or if I'm really playing the game, I'm definitely using the Plarium client 100%. But if I'm kind of casually playing it, like let's say I'm editing a video, I immediately switch to the BlueStacks client to be able to have that in the background and get some runs in for me there. All right, guys. Well, that should do it for this video. Again, the BlueStacks link is down in the description. Really helps with the channel. And you guys have a good day. Peace.